You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Oh, hello, everyone. Just rocking to that intro, just really getting into it. Thanks again for joining us this Thursday evening. You're watching Sketch Up with Mog and Mel on The Experience. Do us a favor, hit that follow button. Help us continue to get all the fantastic programming and content you see right here on The Experience. Like on Fridays, we have at 7 p.m., the original art experience with Nick Barucci. And on Saturdays, we have Fat Jack's Comic Crib at 4:30. Sunday at 5 p.m. we have.
I apologize, Mel. I'm just going to have to jump in. I keep forgetting to tell you that you're 1 day off. Sunday is Fat Jack's, and then from then on, one day.
Okay. All right. So we will get that corrected. But we have a bunch of other shows on here, and hit that follow button. That way you can stay and watch this content that we have here for you. And now that I've been throwing off my script here.
Let's just start the show.
No. Yeah. Okay. So we've got.
Do you want me to play the intro again? We can just start the whole show.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving like we did. We started ours the Sunday before. We had our own Thanksgiving here. I cooked the turkey. It came out really wonderful. And then we went up to San Francisco, and we had another turkey dinner with Mog's parents over there. And then we had another turkey dinner with the host that was having us up there. So we're turkeyed out. Okay, but even with that said, I've got another turkey waiting in the freezer, and I can't wait to cook that later on this year. So we were up there, and we did Fan Expo San Francisco, had a great time. We did our first live show of SketchUp, and it was a full room. Everybody had a ton of fun. I hope you guys can join us at a future show with a live show. Our next one is going to be this coming weekend at the Los Angeles Comic Con. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of you there.
Give away free sketches, yo.
Right, yeah. So we have a bunch of featured artists that are with us, and then we go ahead and have them draw, and we give their art away. So that's how that goes. But tonight, we've got Hell in Heaven is meeting in a parlay with Tim Guess, our special guest tonight. He is the publisher for Solterra Comics. He's got that Kickstarter, Hell Her Way, that is running right now. And he's got 2 more coming down the pike, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And hopefully our regular anchor artists will be joining us again tonight, Ruben Rosas and Christie Shinn. So we'll see them as well. And of course, we've got art auctions, we've got giveaways, and we've got some claim sales that you can partake of if that suits your pocket. Anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We have Tim Guess in the house. Christie Shinn made it back from her trip up north as well. And of course, my beautiful lady, Maud Park.
What?
Thank you.
You want?
Yeah. Today you look really good. So
I
have to
wow. Thank you. I'm so honored.
So how was your Thanksgiving, Tim?
It was great. Went up the coast before Thanksgiving, spent a few days in a place called Los Osos. It's near Morro Bay. Drank a lot of wine.
Oh yeah, that's
read comics. Did some rewriting. Did some proofing. And then
right. And I know that Christie had a great dinner because she was posting pictures up of the food that she had. She always has a fantastic Thanksgiving dinner. And hopefully one day we'll get to join her in that buffet. Well, we can't hear you, Christie. Okay. But I'm glad to see that you made it back safely with the drive. Are you going to be going back up for the holidays, for Christmas?
Hello?
now, can we
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I didn't know if you were asking me. I was doing that. I would say like I'm going back up for Christmas. What about you guys? Are you going back up?
Yeah, I think we're going to be going back up. We haven't had Christmas with Mog's parents in a while, so I think ever since COVID we haven't gone. So we're looking at like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So it's time to get some merriment in. I see
Yeah.
kitties in the house. Okay.
Literally, the tail
Oh.
is.
Oh, my evil black cat made her appearance, and everybody had to go.
Always has to make an appearance there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But,
don't forget,
you know-
everyone, if you want to participate in the giveaways, put in #EXP SketchUp, and that will get you in the running for that. I see that Kenneth Bird is in the house, and he says, I'm happy my birthday, December 3rd. I'll be 64 years old, and I hope whoever's happening birthday on December, happy birthday to you and everybody else. Good luck for the rest of this year. Thank you very much for that, Kenneth. And Steve B's in the house, and he just put in his code to get qualified for the giveaways. And we got some pretty good giveaways today. So and we'll get to that in a second there. Right. So Christie is going to be drawing Psylocke, is it?
It really doesn't matter to me. I think like whatever anybody would pick, I'll do an X-Men, like an ink drawing.
All right. So if anybody wants to throw down a character for Christie to draw, say so in the comments. We'll get that started. Mog is not going to be really working on one that's going to be auctioning off, but she still has a piece that you can bid on, and it is called Teacher's Pet. Okay, this was actually a cover for White Widow for Jamie Tyndall's series, and it was purchased, but it was never used. Okay, so hey, there you go. But anyway, we're going to start that off at, I believe 75, I think is what we said. So if anybody wants to bid on that, you can. Christie's is starting her bid at 50. So even though she doesn't have one to draw yet, if you want to bid on that, you can. If Ruben gets here, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, we're here to talk to Tim. So let's get started on that. And you have your first Kickstarter, Hell Her Way, which is a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
If you can explain that to everybody, it's kind of like almost like I don't want to say wife because that's not exactly what it is, but it's like wife rearranging the home in a way. But you go ahead and explain it better to us, Tim.
Hey, I see Philip in the background.
Yeah,
What?
Philip is here.
Oh. Yeah. The guy on my shoulder.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Tim to speak here. It's all about him.
Yeah, come on.
So so Hell Her Way. It's kind of a reimagining of hell. Like I guess everything is a reimagining of anything, but yeah. So I don't know. We were working on another hell piece, and then I kind of had another idea, and I spun that off, and I just was like, I had this vision of Satan as a woman, very sad and lonely, and getting on in years, and just also put in a situation that she didn't want to be in, kind of as this overseer of hell, split up into 99 planes, and they're all ruled by different governors, and so she has to deal with them. So the first issue, and Kickstarter finished last night. So the first issue kind of deals with her having this identity crisis, and she falls in love a couple times, and then she realizes she wants to make hell a better place. However, there are opposing forces that don't want her to do that because they profit greatly on hell being shitty. What can I say? I don't know. So the first issue kind of takes us through to the point where she's going to make that decision, and so my plan is to write 2 more heavy volumes of it. I think 260-page issues or something to that effect. I have another 120 some odd pages planned to finish the entire story arc. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah.
Now, so how many pages is the book? Are there like 60 pages each?
No, so this first book that finished last night was 45, and then I included 3 preview pages of another story I'm working on. And then, so the next, after that, I think, I haven't figured out how I'm going to divide up the issues for this particular story arc, but it's in the works.
Okay. Now, that's an interesting idea, concept to play with, right? Because you're here, the king, the prince of hell, or queen of hell, as it is, and you're living a long time. You know, what are you going to do to kill time with you? There's only so much you can do sitting on that throne. You know, you can be a prancer. That can only last for a while.
Well, torturing people in different ways. That's what hell is about.
So why not rearrange it? And of course, now you're going to go against the status quo that doesn't want that to happen. You know, for whatever reason.
You know, the Satan in my story is kind of very hot-tempered and a little whimsical, and just kind of flies by the seat of her pants. And so, but she has a couple partners she works with, and so they kind of like reel her into place and go, no, we're not going to do that, or maybe we shouldn't do that. But
does she, or are you going to be introducing an arch nemesis?
Yeah. There is one in the first issue, and there will be more to come. And hell is so I'm going to say this. You know, hell is not going to be the typical. There's no heaven in my story. There's it kind of, I leave it ambiguous as to what hell really is. Is it really just another dimension? I don't talk about religion or anything of that nature, and I think I kind of, without tipping my hat too much on how the rest of it's going to go, it's definitely not going to be a lot of fire and brimstone and angels.
Okay, so we're not going to see any archangels or anything like that to come and save the day for hell or what they may be.
No.
So then now, so what kind of arch nemesis are we talking about, and where is this person from?
So in the first issue, she is given a keeper, and his name is the guardian of the eternal empty. So this is kind of this random place, this empty place, and it's in the first issue where he kind of watches over her, makes sure that she does what she's supposed to do. So he's kind of this godlike figure that makes sure that she does what she's supposed to do. And then later on, further, there will be more adversaries, and that will be the governors that she have to be in conflict with, because they will.
Okay. Now you said you've had you're thinking about doing this into a 3-volume series of about like 60 pages.
Yeah, like 60 each. So I have like another 120 pages planned after the 45. And then,
do you have those written out already, or is that something that you're still working on?
Yeah, no, I have a pretty good draft of it. It's going to go to my ruthless readers, and I have some dear friends who are very good at ripping things apart and telling me when I'm silly or being stupid. And you'd be amazed. You just like, even little things like, wait, how would she get through the bathroom without opening the door? Things like that. I don't know. Like you overlook certain things, right?
Curious minds want to know. That stuff we definitely want to know. How do you do that?
But
So what kind of problems is she going to be running against in this first issue?
Well, her powers are limited, and she's not she's not totally like super godlike. She is, but they're going to find ways to get around that. That will be revealed in future issues. But her problems that she'll run with is that the governors are not going to like her trying to make hell livable.
So they're like 99 slumlords, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much 99 slumlords, yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So it's like I like the character of Satan in there. I was like meaning to tell you it's like really awesome, but it's like
Yeah.
I've just been so daggone busy that I've just been like my brain has slowly solidified from the last events for the last couple of weeks.
I've had I don't want to bring the show down, but a month ago my sister passed away. A month and a half ago my sister passed away. So I apologize if I just been aloof and just indifferent or uncaring because
well that's kind of important. So yeah, I would totally understand. That
pretty much like right before my launch, I was like, oh. So,
was it your younger sister?
No, she was older, and she lived in Connecticut, and
So okay, it says draw Storm and Rogue. Which one? One person.
Can you draw Jubilee? I like Jubilee.
Storm.
All right, Tim
Jubilee.
says Storm.
Jubilee.
No,
That's not in there. All right, so Tim picked Storm. I say go with Storm. Okay.
Jubilee.
All right, let's do Storm.
I think most of us are like old enough where we've experienced death like that. I've had my own as well, and so has Mog. And it is something that it's going to happen, but it's still, no matter when it does happen, you're never prepared for it. And Mick Barucci on his Friday show, he always ends it with saying, hug the people you love, tell them that you love them, let them know, because you never know if they're going to be here tomorrow. And I think that's a really great saying. And I've been wanting to try and say that myself, but I don't want to sound like him as well, even though, I've been trying to figure out like how I can say that in have the same meaning in a different way to end our show. But I totally dig on that.
Yeah. I mean, I try to stay in touch. I have some close friends. I try to stay in touch with them, and I even a text, hey, I'm thinking of you. How you doing? How's that? Hernia.
Because even at my age, I have friends that are they're talking about their health, and it doesn't sound good, and it seems like they can go almost any time, and so I try to keep up with them still and keep in touch and let them know. And
okay,
but yeah, it's just that time.
I need to move this person's big ass like from the thing, because she's okay. You need to get off that print too.
That's a skinny cat. You should have seen my sister's cat. I mean, it would have been like,
She's got a big ass. My cat's got a huge ass. And it's like, the thing is that I have it leaning up. Like I have a thing that's a monitor tablet that I use to prop up. I was trying to draw on that, but she was moving her huge ass around. So it was like, okay, you need to get off.
I think in the previous comments, I think Igor or someone said, thank you for putting the links, because they can easily find the. Oh yeah, there it is. Put this ghost books on the show. I think he means more like independent.
He meant guests.
Oh, guest books on the show. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we will have that. Now, the Kickstarter for Hell Her Way. Did that end already, or is that?
Yeah, it ended last night. But if people are still interested, they should just reach out to me on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's really the best way, and I could start corralling, because I'll have extras once I figure out the print order and things of that nature, and I'll figure out how many what covers I'll have extra of and things of that nature. Right. I do have to make sure I print enough, because I will have at least 2, 3, maybe 4 more issues, maybe even beyond. Let's see how popular it is. And
right. You want if it's the first issue, you definitely want to have extras for sure.
Yeah.
But, and JD will bring that up into the comments, so that way people can still take a look at the Kickstarter, and hopefully they'll go ahead and you'll get a message from these people that of what they're interested in, what they want to get. Yeah. But that was some very nice artwork that you had for Hell Her Way. Very provocative, very sexy, risque. Totally different from what people don't realize is that Hell Her Way is not your first comic book.
That's right.
You had another one.
Yeah, my first comic was R. Loxley. So that was a present day Robin Hood, also a female Robin Hood. So that one made the first issue. Then my artist and I were like, let's put this on ice. Let's try some other things. So we may go back to that at some point. But we have some other things that I'm working with 3 different artists, and that particular artist and I are working on this thing you see behind me. It's called Mal, and that one is we just put on Kickstarter pre-launch, so it's in pre-launch mode while we're working on it. But yeah, not Robin, but R. Loxley was my first, and it turned out great. We just think that there's only so many hours in a day and only so much money, and we just decided we want something a little more, racy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mal behind us is another story set in hell. It's kind of a I hate to use multiverse, but maybe it's kind of another reimagining of hell, kind of using the same Satan character but drawn differently. 99 Planes of Hell as well. These 2 characters, they're like a Bonnie and Clyde. They're small time crooks that they get caught, they get killed, and they're sent to hell, and then they have to kill for the governors. So they're kind of like assassins in hell. So so that one we're really excited about too. And
when are you going to launch that one?
It's hard to say, but soon. I would say, because it's mostly drawn, we want to get the covers going. We kind of we're a little slow getting that going, but I'm hoping
January.
Yeah, February, January. We want to build up some following with the pre-launch, and then maybe February. I'm not in a hurry, but yeah, my approach to comics is that, like, for me, and I'm sure all the other creators are like this too, but I really it's stories I want to create, and that are personal to me, and I get excited about writing them. So it doesn't feel like a job. Like, okay, now I got to create. I need another. I'm not trying to make a giant business. I'm really just trying to get my work out there in this form, in a form that it took me a while to figure out that I was actually pretty good at, and that felt good to me. I screenwrite. I've written a couple of documentaries, but I feel fulfilled when I'm creating comics, when I wake up. And I just want to give a shout out to my team on Hell Her Way, Carrie Salviejo. If I'm saying it wrong, Carrie, I'm sorry, but you have been like a savior for me. Like this last year, just working with you every day, seeing new pages, new panels, things in progress. Like, it feeds my soul. To me, it's about the work. It's about taking the script and getting it, seeing it realized, and then getting into the color, the letter. My colorist, Alex Zieff, also shout out to you. You're just like, you just keep adding. All my teammates, craftspeople, they add another layer to the project. SK, who's I think on the chat, thank you, sir, for your guidance and wisdom, and just people. I don't know if they realize how important lettering is, and it's just like I don't know. It's like seeing the actors speak if you're making a movie, and it's just seeing your line speak. It really is that kind of feeling. And also, Nita Lanning, my promoter, Aaron Locust, who helped design the book and created the logos. All my cover artists, Patty Arroyo, who did that great cover. It has Satan on the wine glass. If you go to the Kickstarter or Instagram, you'll see it. Renato Camillo, also, he did a cover with, what's her name? Satan on a raft in lava. So we're trying to come up with clever stuff. Kanan White and Jesse, the color, Kanan White line artist, and Jesse Heggie. I'm saying, or he. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it, but he's the colorist on that particular cover, and it's one of the covers is Satan and one of the governors actually next to her. And finally, last but not least, I Break Tart, who drew like a manga kind of esque cover for the issue. And anyway, just thanks to everybody on my team. And if I've forgotten anybody, I'm sorry.
That's really sweet. I think we don't really usually say all the names, but you made sure everyone's name was mentioned. That's actually very rare.
Oh, sorry. I just think that, like, for me, as just somebody who's just, this is I've had to work for everything. And so this is all, and I know all these people are worth more than I could pay them and worth more than other people will pay them too. And so the best thing I could do is express my love live and a medium like this. So.
Like many of us that are in this industry, it is love.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, we're willing to accept.
Oh, yeah, no. There are days when I'm like, oh my God, I could have taken this and put it into real estate and that would have been a lot smarter. And even the time, I'm just like, okay, wait, I got to do that now. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I haven't done any rewrites. Like, oh, am I a writer?
That's what gets us out of bed.
Yeah.
We're not thinking, of course we're thinking about the money, but we're thinking about this is my creation, right? So when we get a script and we're working on it, whether it's ours or somebody else, to get those pages completed, pencils, the inking, coloring, text, it's just something, it's your baby and you're bringing it alive, right? And then you're sticking it out there. This is the scary part. You're sticking it out there in the public, right, for them to read, and you're hoping that they like it, and you're not going to get scrutinized too much, telling you that how bad it might be, right? So there's that risk there.
Yeah. And I'm, been down so long, it looks like up from here. It's just like, so like, have at it. You don't like this or that doesn't make sense, or this is a plot hole, or this is like not working, or what are you doing? Like, you should go back to wherever you were used to do.
No, that's when you say, well, thank you for your input.
Yeah.
I will take note of that and try to make adjustments to that.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's the best you can do. Hey, it's on the job learning, because no matter what we're doing, no matter what your job is in this industry, you can always improve it. Even as an artist. Right? In fact, they tell the artists that if you're not trying to improve your artwork, you might as well get out.
I like what Stevie wrote. He said it isn't rare at the Oscars. Yeah, but Tim, you remind me. We were watching British Bake Off, the Great British Bake Off, and one of the contestants that won, he said kind of like you, where he was rare again. Instead of most people who won, they say, yes, I can't believe it, I did it, yes. But he was the only one who said, this award is actually all of yours, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. So that's really genuinely, I am impressed, Tim. Very sweet.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Now, all right, so we're going to go to a commercial break, but before we do that, let's show the items that we have that's going to be on these guys can claim. Ruben, if he gets here, has a topless Harley, and he's asking $125 for that.
No.
Yeah, we'll get to Stevie B in a moment. Okay.
No. Steve said, does Mel know you're over there scribbling?
More. Yeah, I do know. She's sitting right in front of me, so I can't miss it. Anyway, but so if you want this Harlequin piece, you can claim this for $125. Just say claim Harlequin, and that will be yours. And Christie has she's put up a magic piece, and that is available for $50. So if you'd like that, just go ahead and say claim magic. And Mog has a pair of limited edition U.S. Patriotica Mandalorian version covers. These were limited to 10, and this is a matching pair, so they both have 10 on the bottom there. Okay, so if you want that pair, that's 85. You see one where she's got it's a regular armor, and one where she is topless. So that is available for 85. Anyway, we have Tim Guest with us, along with Christie, and Phil Ginn is sitting in the back, way in the back. Hopefully, Ruben comes on after the break. But don't go away. We'll be right back.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
There's a comic book universe on the streets of Cleveland. Hero Tomorrow Comics is debuting
Violante, the Undead.
Get the new issue or the entire acclaimed library live on Kickstarter.
I'm coming for you, Cleveland.
Details at clevelandsuperhero.com.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula, you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Welcome back to Sketch Up. You're watching us on the Experience channel. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And look who we have. We have Ruben Rosas is back in the house with us.
Ruben.
How you doing?
Good. I was here watching with sad puppy eyes because I could watch you guys on YouTube, but I couldn't get in.
that was my fault. So how was Thanksgiving?
Good. Got nice and stuffed, and then did a little bit of work afterwards, before and after. So,
yeah. All right. So, Tim, are you a writer by profession?
Not how I make my living, but I make some money doing it. How about that?
Okay.
By profession, I work in distribution for a major studio. And if you look at my LinkedIn, you'll find out who. So, but I've been writing for forever, and a couple documentaries under my belt, and a couple that are in production, but comics. I grew up with comics at early age, and then when I decided I wanted to go into film and TV, I got out of comics. And then, fast forward to COVID, and my wife's like, I have all these scripts, that haven't been sold or anything. Why don't you take one of them and make one? And that's what I do with R. Loxley. And then I just kept going since COVID. Yeah.
So what kind of comics were you into growing up?
So Avengers, X-Men, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Submariner, Silver Surfer, Conan. Those are my guys.
These are the titles from that were popular in the 70s.
Yeah.
Is that the era that you like?
Yeah, it's the era it's the one I grew up with. I still
don't feel bad about it, because that's the same era that I like as well. That's my favorite period of the comics.
And I like anything well made now. I would say that's true with film, TV, with music, with wine. I'm a wine nut. That's why Satan drinks a lot of wine. I like anything well made. There's just some great gems out there, and I got to be honest. Like, I am just getting back into comics, so there's a lot. I mean, I don't know anything really compared to because when I grew up, it was just we didn't have this. We didn't have the internet for starters. There wasn't this explosion. There wasn't a Kickstarter with with indies, and so now it's a marvelous world of indies. Major still doing things. And,
do you go out and watch the superhero movies from Marvel and DC?
Yeah, I do. And DC too. Not lately much. Not lately much. I haven't gone to movies much, but yeah, I keep up on what is being generated by the studios. I like the Avengers. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Those are two successful.
Yeah, the Iron Mans, Captain Americas, the Thors. Not so much, but that's just
What was what story did you like out of that comics that you were reading back then? Is there one that had an impact with you that just really touched you, grabbed you?
I can name two or three that I could call off the. There's this Silver Surfer graphic novel that Stanley wrote and John Buscema. Is it Buscema? Is that how you say his name? So
I know which one you're talking about.
It's one page, one splash page per panel. There's one panel per page. And it's gorgeous, and it's I don't remember the story too well, but I just remember loving it, and I should pick it up and dig it out and read it again. That one, there's an excellent graphic novel called I think God Loves, Man Kills.
It's an X-Men novel. That's written by Chris Claremont.
Yeah, and then I tell you, even with this Gun Ivy Kill was a Spider-Man comic that hits me. I think I even sold that.
Yeah.
I sold a lot of my collection years ago because I wasn't into comics, and I was just like, there was a lot of space, and I was like, I could get some money for this digital camera equipment. That was stupid. Let's just say that. Don't say that.
Well, hindsight 2020, it's like that too.
Yeah.
I did the same. I kind of did the same thing too, because I didn't know where it was going to go or how long I was going to stay with it.
I still have my Submariners, my Silver Surfers, and my Conans. Strangely, because those don't have super dollar value.
The Conans now are starting to gain value because Conan's gained a lot of popularity in the last decade or so. So
I tell you, I read a great Conan Savage Sword of Conan a few months ago, and I don't have it in front of me, but it was a Roy Thomas. I don't know if he adapted it or it was written brand new or what it was, but it was just a great 2-issue series. Very simple, kind of political, and there wasn't a lot to it, but I loved it because I don't know, because it brought me back to that kid again, reading stuff in front of the TV. And
did Barry Windsor Smith ever did a Conan?
Yeah,
actually, he was the one that kind of.
He's the one that actually caused Conan to flare up. Yeah,
because I love his work, man.
And he did. Yeah, because he brought in when he did Conan 14, which introduced Red Sonja into the series. People were already kind of like digging that.
Yeah.
He had a very
It's actually
very beautiful art style.
It's not like like a macho thing like that people do like bulk down muscle. Barry Windsor Smith had a very sensitive style that's very illustrative and very sensitive and just very beautiful, just nice.
Yeah, he put in a lot of detail into his artwork and into the backgrounds and into the characters. And then there's guys like John Buscema, who did Conan and he drew Conan, very big. And I don't know, I liked it both.
I do too. I like them both. Like Smith's Conan was leaner, but it worked. And they both work in their own way. That's the beauty of comic art.
Mog.
Huh? What, Ruben?
So there's nothing wrong with bulky men, Mog.
Wow, look at that. Poison Ivy. That looks beautiful. Is that what that is? Gonna be?
Yeah, so it's I'm trying to kind of make it as a matching set in a way.
Oh.
Not really fit it in.
Can we sit close up?
And Ruben, your starting bid on that, I believe, was what was it, 75?
75.
75, and Poison Ivy. So if anybody wants to bid on that, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Do you guys remember Gotcha Man?
Yeah.
Battle of the Planets, G-Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually drawing one of the members. This is actually a commission. It's interesting. So imagine
Is it a big man?
Don't you dare come over here.
G-Force guy. Remember the little one? His name is Jinpei. He's like 10 or 11-year-old.
Kia.
His name is Jinpei. Okay. So anyway, I'm doing all members, but this is one is Jinpei. But I'm gonna it was requested for me where I change it to a kind of like samurai or some different mashup aesthetics. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I like unusual requests like this. It's interesting.
I remember watching the anime, and I think they got pissed at him at one point, and one of them was wailing on him one time. I was like, dang.
I remember that.
But so
I had a cat just like that, Christie.
Oh, this dumb
Up,
bastard right here.
Yeah.
This is spam.
Yep. Ours was bigger and older and crotchety. And
oh, was he a tabby?
She.
I love her spam. I visited her house, and he is a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to talking comics here.
Yeah,
because I like I said, I do like both pencilers. John Buscema, that guy did he covered almost everything at Marvel, and I loved his style.
Masculine. He does a very
very masculine, bulky, right? Yeah, he was picking that off of a Kirby in how he was trying to make these guys look very, very powerful.
Yeah. Okay, stop stomping over everything.
And but when I saw his pencils, right? I when I saw his work in the comic books, I was impressed. But then when I saw his pencils, man, I was blown away with what this guy could do. So I was so happy that when they were doing Savage Sword of Conan, that they didn't color those pages at all. We just saw pencils in there. Right? Yeah. So and I still have that. I do still have that Savage Sword of Conan collection.
I still
and at one point I was trying to sell it off. So now I'm glad I didn't sell any of them at all.
Yeah.
Hi, Nick. I think Nick is dropping by.
Nick.
Comment? Yeah, Nick.
You were talking about writing and stories, and equally influential would probably be for me Michael Moorcock. Who did Elric?
Oh, dude, I know him.
And then also there's another series which actually influenced me just as much. The Dancers at the End of Time series. First book's called Alien Heat, and I love that book. that kind of informed a lot of what I do, and like in Hell Her Way and Alton Spec and Mal and other things I'm working on. And Ray Bradbury too. I actually had the pleasure of talking to Ray Bradbury on the phone once. He made a student film of one of his shorts. And,
oh yeah! Wow.
Wait, so
that's cool.
So there's a book that's an alien series that you said you really like?
It's not really an alien series. It's called an Alien Heat.
Alien Heat?
An Alien Heat. Yes. And it's the Dancers at the End of Time series by Michael Moorcock. And nobody talks about it. Except for, like fans, I guess. Well, I don't hear it much, but it's not like superhero-y or action. It's very different. I haven't read it in a long time. I should pick it up again. Maybe when I'm retired. So
yeah.
But
I didn't know Moorcock did like a sci-fi. I only know Moorcock's Elric series.
And that's a series that I really, really liked.
It's so nice.
I read the books, and then when they got adopted into comic books by I think it was I know First Comics had part of it, and then it switched over to another comic book company. But I picked up on all those. Loved the artwork that was in there and the stories. Yeah, and waiting to see if he ever puts out more.
Yeah. So yeah, Bradbury, Moorcock, Hunter S. Thompson. I like.
What did he do?
Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He was a journalist, a gonzo journalist. It's not comics or.
Okay.
Yeah. But these are the things that kind of inform me and when I create,
stories and stuff.
Yeah, that and I'm very much into workplace dramas. Hell Her Way kind of has a very workplace drama kind of feel to it. So I like that. There's a TV series called Halt and Catch Fire. It's very good, and it's about the advent of the internet, and it's beautifully done. It's AMC, and so that. Just talking about things that kind of influence me aside from comics, books and film and TV and music.
So it sounds like to me you actually read quite a bit of nonfiction too, then.
Yeah, I'll read. I have right now. I'm reading a book on wine, which in the Bordeaux region. Just kind of you never know where you're gonna. First of all, I love wine, so like some textbooky thing on some commune in Bordeaux is kind of interesting for me. So, but you never know what you pull out of it. You just go like, oh, that's a nice term. I could use that here or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But yeah, I read like anything well done. So that interests me.
Anything well done, right? That's strange you say that because that's also my. As I grew older, I start to live by that because you know how when you're young, like you only listen to one genre of music, and then later on as we get older, for me, like if anything is done well, then I'm open for it.
Yeah, I got into jazz as I got older, and I've always been into classical even in my teens. But jazz, like I latched onto when I got older, and
So what's like an interesting fact about Bordeaux that you read yesterday? Like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
Wow, without really getting all wine geek. So I used to work in the wine biz a little bit. So I was a night manager for a year at a place called Wine Expo. I ran the wine bar at night, and it was like one of the best years of my life. The people you meet. Some celebrities came in and things of that nature. I'm not going to name any names, but let's just say it was an interesting year in my life. I didn't make too much money, but
was this in Hollywood?
Yeah, Santa Monica, Wine Expo in Santa Monica. I think the wine bar's still there. I haven't been there in a long time, but shout out to them.
I think that's what I was thinking. The funny thing is that I think I drove by it last night because I spent the day with a fellow artist out in Santa Monica and Venice, right? And I decided to take the long route home. So I took Route 66, which is Santa Monica, all the way back home to where we're at out here in the Inland Empire, right? So just driving through all of it took 2 hours.
Is that why you were so late?
I got him, didn't I? Oh,
Busted.
You didn't stop by the Days Inn, did you? Because there's a Days
Inn. Normally, I never text him. He can be gone for hours. I don't text him. But last night, I finally texted him, like really, because he left early in the morning, and then it was like around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And I texted him, "Hey, are you alive?"
And sometimes I just like driving and seeing everything that's around. And I used to work in the area in Santa Monica, and so I just wanted to see like how it's changed, because it's been like years since I've been there, and it's changed a lot, right? So I just wanted to see, right? And it's got a lot more neon lights than it had before.
Oh, so you were being like melancholy.
A little nostalgic, melancholy, and but it was kind of like interesting to see. Got a lot more restaurants there again, and looked pretty much like a hip crowd. That was
Isn't that another thing? As we get older, we get a lot more melancholy, sentimental. It's kind of a nice feeling, actually, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I got past 50, I kind of like, it's kind of zero F's given. You just kind of like don't care as much. Your world gets a little smaller.
You're more patient, and because you go, whatever.
And sometimes I get impatient, but
I think there I have more patience for people, but then on other people, I start hating them more.
You're right. You couldn't have said it any better than that. That's for sure.
Wow.
You're more patience on that, and then there's on the other side where you just have less patience for.
You're just like, get the hell out of my way, leave me alone.
The things that you may consider just like too stupid or just too dumb to deal with. Yeah.
And sometimes you'll just come out and say like, that was really fucking stupid, and they'll be like, it's like, yeah, I found that stupid.
That's when you just want to say, thank you. It's been a while since I've done something stupid. I'm so glad I'm still capable.
Oh no, that's me saying it to them. Whenever people get butthurt about stupid things.
So should we?
Never mind. I won't say it.
Yeah. So what else should we talk about? I can plug one more book. I have another wine book to plug. It's actually a very good story. It's called Wine and War, and it's what the French had to do to hide their wine from the Nazis. And it's actually a fabulous book. Just even if you don't like wine at all, it's a great story.
I know they were hiding a lot of things, but I didn't know they were trying to hide their wine as well.
They were.
They're like, no, you do not have this wine at all.
Yeah, it's a great book.
But it's like every war movie you see from that, it's like everybody's looking for a bottle of wine to drink. Like there's no fresh water that you can drink there, so you got to resort to wine.
I just want to say thank you, Ilya, for liking my watercolor. But back to the wine, when you were working in the wine, like a wine thing, do you encounter, like, I don't think if you like wine, you don't become really alcoholic, right? It's different. Wine is like a juice, kind of.
Yeah, I don't drink spirits. I drink an occasional beer, but mostly wine. And I don't drink every day. I just can't. I want to be able to get anything done. But my tolerance is zero compared to when I was actually working in it. But I don't know if that is. I don't know how it relates to the sickness of alcoholism or anything of that nature. But so I can't really speak on that.
I think if you smell like you just drank a whole bottle of mouthwash, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Drinking a whole bottle of wine by yourself in one sitting, well, yeah, maybe, but I've never gotten. I'm usually good for 2 or 3. That's about it.
Well, no, like I've been around people, like it's not just like, oh, somebody just had mouthwash and they just smell fresh. It's like they smell like they drunk a whole bottle, like they doused themselves in like mouthwash. And I'm like, and I later learned like that's when somebody just like really poured on the whiskey, like it's just seeping out of their pores. And it's actually the smell of that would make me feel nauseated because it would be so overpowering. Like I'll drink spirits and stuff, but I'm just not at this point anymore where I want to get like rip roaring drunk. We're not in college anymore, but
yeah, no, same here. I mean, it's just like I have a couple. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's just like I don't getting like kind of feeling that weird boozy feeling is not really great feeling anymore for me.
Yeah,
now Christie says that, but she's been on with us a lot, and we've seen her drink.
That doesn't mean I get drunk. I don't.
I see Christie as a true connoisseur of taste. So if it tastes good, just like Tim and I said, if it's well done, we'll give it a go. We'll do it.
Well, I remember when I brought some rum over to their house, and like I brought that chocolate, and Mel's like, "Oh shit!" We were eating it, and one of them, like it was like you were eating a cigar, and that might sound gross, but it's like more of the tobacco, like the chocolate roundness of the tobacco and everything like that. Even though it wasn't a cigar, we were just eating nice dark chocolate with rum.
Yeah.
But then we had like a meal of barbecue pork belly, so that was such a fatty meal.
Yeah, but now that you brought up chocolate, I feel like you're more of a connoisseur of chocolate because that's what you've brought most of the time.
Always chocolate.
Yeah, dark chocolate.
Actually, it's funny because it's like, so Mog, he didn't tell you that he ate chocolate when he went out with Philip and I to go eat up north. So I found this chocolate that was more healthier. And it was kind of like aimed towards diabetics, but it wasn't diabetic chocolate. It was more keto and all that. But I decided to try it because I have friends that, kind of like can't eat that many sweets. So I like to try different things. And this thing was done pretty well. It was like kind of fruity. What would you say, Mel?
I don't remember.
You don't?
No, I don't remember that at all.
He never said anything. He just said, yeah, I ate with Bill and Christie. Yeah.
He just didn't want to tell you he ate this amazing. You can ask Philip. Philip will tell you all of it right now.
Philip just said he doesn't remember either.
Philip didn't even talk.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. So what happened to the box of chocolate I left when I left Fan Expo? I just said, here, somebody take it. You ate it. Okay, you ate it.
Who took it?
Yeah.
In a way, it's refreshing that Mel doesn't disseminate information naturally a lot because
I'd get in trouble.
You get a lot of peace and quiet in the house.
Wow.
I'm not sure about that.
Tim, are you the peace and quiet guy? You're like quiet in the house?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
My wife is also a peace and quiet person. She's definitely a stronger personality than me, but nevertheless, she likes peace and quiet. We both do. I don't play like loud music or anything like that. Yeah. So
okay, well let's. I'm going to change the subject again.
Yeah. Let's do the book.
Comments. Now you do have another Kickstarter project that's you've already put up a launch page for.
Yeah, a pre-launch. Yep.
Alton Spec.
Ah, yes.
And you've got a good start on that with 70 followers on there. And so go ahead and tell us about this and what your plans are.
So that is it's a sci-fi. It's kind of like a Lost in Space sort of thing where how do I say this? So it's Alt is a woman who is kind of a high-ranking military official, and Spec is an alien, and their people were at war, and then Alt and Spec were actually part of a team that brokered a treaty, and then there was peace. And then one day they were traveling to a celebration of peace on a ship, and their ship mysteriously is sent to somewhere, another galaxy, another universe, not sure where. And they're kind of stuck together, and they're kind of like the odd couple. He's a very sensible, he's more of a sensible, even-tempered person, and she has a hot fuse. And so they're trying to find their way home, basically. They're literally lost in space, and they encounter civilizations as they go.
You're my little noodle fuck.
So the first issue is being drawn now, and then we're drawing and coloring it, and I'm hoping to launch that Kickstarter sometime next year. That one's going along a little slower, but it's okay, and I'm loving the work, and I'm writing more issues for that. That drawing of Spec, he's kind of a hairy sort, and I drew that. I drew a rough sketch of that like 30 years ago, maybe more.
Wow. Okay.
It sat on a shelf, and then one day I just met with, not met with, but I reached out to an artist named Luigi Turiel. He did a comic called Rags, and I liked what he was doing. I liked his line art, and there it is. And he,
nice.
We've been working on it for a year and a half, a little more. And, But I also want to shout out to so Mal behind me. That is drawn by our Loxley artist, Demetrius Diamandouros. I probably just butchered his name. Sorry, Demetrius. So he and I are, he and I work more exclusively on the story for Mal. Like we work together on it. It was kind of a nice change to have somebody kind of say, do this or let's do that, or like you're doing this wrong. My other artists, not so much. That's okay too. And so it's nice to have like kind of different ways of working too. But Alton Spec, so that is in pre-launch, and all these are not safe for work books. But I try to use nudity and sex as story elements, as opposed to we need our
instead of just having like a sexy shot.
It kind of and a lot of my stories have strong women characters. I was raised by two women, my mother and sister, and I don't know, it just flows naturally to write them. Mal has a male character, and somehow I'm able to manage that.
So you're the youngest?
So it was my mother and sister and me, and I was the younger of the two siblings. We had different. My sister and I had different dads. I never met my dad. I met her dad, who I loved very much and loved me, but I never met my dad. So maybe there's some of that, and there's some dad issues, some abandonment in my work, but whatever. Alton Spec, first issue is probably going to be 36 pages, kind of a more normal size, and I have a lot planned for that. I'm writing more and more as you could kind of keep going with it. I kind of try to make it's kind of a Star Trek model where every story is kind of like the Incredible Hulk, where like he tries to find a place to live or whatever, but he has to leave and go on to the next town. It's kind of the same with Alton Spectre. Like you have to leave and go on to the next thing, or and so on. As they try to find their way home. So Incredible Hulk in the TV series, it's kind of home for him. It's just trying to find a place to live.
You have these amazing ideas, and I'm wondering, like, does that carry into your dreams? Like, do you have vivid dreams that are like totally adventure-like and stuff like that?
So, funny thing about dreams, I had a conversation with my wife about this. Usually my dreams are stress dreams. So, but what I do to help me sleep at night. sometimes when I just can't get to sleep, I'll start dreaming of what I wrote and where it was drawn in an animated form, and kind of play it out as if I'm watching it in animated form. So, and then I go out, and usually it's alt and spec, because that's kind of I don't know, for some reason that's the one. Maybe because it's been with me, the story that's been with me the longest. But yeah, it literally, it kind of works. You kind of go, okay, there she is. She's gonna kick that guy's ass. All right, great. All right, good. And then alt's gonna spec, and you're like, oh, what are you doing? We can't kill him. We need him.
Wow.
And I'll go out, sleep. I'm like, oh. And I told my wife that. She's like, oh God, you're weird.
No, but that's like you're watching like a Star Trek show, because this is like a journey endlessly into space, right? Like Star Trek.
Yeah, and that's a plan for alt and spec. But yeah, but what I'm doing is, for me to sleep, is I'll like try to see the scenes act out, and also sometimes I'll find flaws. Like, oh wait, I gotta fix that. That's not working. I'll get up and rewrite it, or I have a notepad by my bed. I'm like, okay, I gotta fix that tomorrow.
All right, so we're gonna go to a commercial break, but before we do, let's take a look at what we have being drawn here. Mog's piece is already drawn, which is a teacher's pet. If we can show that, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so the starting bid on that is $75. Okay, so we are looking for an opening bid of $75 on that. And Christie was working on an X-Men Storm. Oh, and she's got it done. Okay, this is Storm with the Cyberpunk Storm with the Mohawk.
That's
very
fast.
classic Storm. And she's looking for an opening bid on that for $50. That's on 8.5 by 11. And Ruben has Poison Ivy on a blank sketch cover that's going to be colored. Looking for an opening bid of $75. Kind of reminds me of Rapunzel in a way, with that long hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Okay, now
Thank you.
when we come back,
Oh, you mean the drawing?
we're going to bring Kurt Zauer in for a little while, and we're going to have a drawing. The Ruxy Vampire Kickstarter that he and Mog worked on ended about a week ago, and in there was going to be a drawing for 6 winners of a blank sketch cover. So we're going to draw for those live when we come back after the break. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming dead by sleep.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.
No, Mog, no. Welcome back. Catch up. You're watching us on The Experience. So we've got Kurt Zauer here, and we're going to get to him in a second here. Don't forget to hit that follow button. We're trying to work our way up to 2,500 subscriptions on YouTube. That will help us out a lot if you can do that. And when we reach that goal, we'll be giving away some very, very cool prizes everyone's going to want to get in on, okay? And so we have Kurt here. The Ruxy Vampires Kickstarter ended about a week ago, and it's now on Indiegogo. So if you weren't able to jump on it then, you can jump on it now. Everything is available, and there's a few more goodies in there that you may want to take advantage of. There's a new, I don't know if you got that in there already, but a new sketch piece from Mog. There's a new CB Zane cover as well. So you can check those out. But the reason why Kurt is here is that part of the Kickstarter, there was kind of a stretch goal reward where people could, if we reached that goal, which you did, we would give away 6 metal sketch cards. So we're going to draw for those winners now and see who those lucky people are. And you have that wheel ready, Kurt?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Did you want to bring that up, or do you know how to bring that up on your screen there so everybody can see that?
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
Wow!
All right.
Ooh.
All right. So we had a total of 353 backers.
So this was your best Kickstarter to date.
It is.
It depended on high numbers for on every level, so that we were really happy to see that.
Yeah, pretty incredible, honestly. No complaints whatsoever. But let's go ahead and make that first pick. Again, this was for physical backers only. So if a digital backer comes up, we'll have to respin. So let's go ahead and do the first one.
Here we go. Good luck to everyone. I hope it's me.
202.
202. That's a nice round number.
What's that?
Let's see here. 202.
Who's 202?
Is a physical backer. So yes.
Woo-hoo.
Wow.
And the name of that physical backer is?
All right, let's do the next one.
Okay. What's the name of the physical backer, Kurt?
Just the initials SD.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. The second one, 104.
104.
It's a nice little range there. It's going on. Glad to see that's not real tight. So if you were backer number 104, a physical backer?
104 actually was a drop. So let's
Okay.
let's redo that one.
Where he lands, nobody knows. And we are stopping at 302. Oh no, 251.
251.
Should we start guessing numbers?
251 is a digital
Physical
backer. Let's spin it again.
Okay, here we go.
154.
188.
Close. Yes.
I can't take the tension is killing me. 188 is yes, a physical backer.
Okay.
Is Case. Kayce. Thank you, Case, or congratulations, Case. That's
Okay.
that's
Two down. One more to go. Here we go. Good luck, everyone.
320.
7. Oh, that looks like a 250.
Ah,
117.
Steve, 454. That's like out of range, dude.
Yeah, it'd be nice. 454.
You won that one.
117 is Richard. So Richard has won the metal sketch card as well.
That's right. Don't forget, guys, put in £, USP SketchUp in the comments to qualify for our giveaways tonight. And here comes the next winner.
And the next lucky contestant, 183.
183. Is it a physical backer?
Well, Ilya did 131. He's is closer.
Yes, it is.
Red 19.
Wow. Ilya, you won.
183 is Raph.
Raph. Congratulations, Raph.
Yeah. All right, we've got 2 more to go.
Okay. 2 more to go. Black
200.
21. Mog's number is 69.
What?
90.
Who did? Okay, JD, you won. You did 19, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a physical backer?
90 is a physical backer. It's Matt.
All right. There you go. Okay. 1 more to go.
Congratulations, Matt. And last but not least,
217.
107.
190.
Is it a physical backer, though? That's what we got to check for.
I think this is the most excited I've ever heard.
No, 197 is not the physical backer.
Oh, we all lost.
Let's give it one more shot here.
Okay,
I'm still sticking with 217.
35.
Oh, yeah, that's a 217.
124.
124.
Wait, you did 217?
Yeah.
That means you won? No. I did 35.
124 is a digital backer. Okay,
let's
take one more. Let's give it another shot here.
One more shot. Here we go. Third time's the charm. For the last.
69, my favorite number. 69.
Last number. 17.
69, yes.
That's a physical backer, right?
69. Similar.
No, it's also a digital backer.
Oh.
Wow.
All right, let's keep going.
And then again.
We're gonna get it. Don't worry.
69. I'm gonna stick with 69.
I'm thinking with 217.
296. 296 is Jason.
Jason, congratulations, Jason.
The wheel of no fortune.
There we go.
We have our 6 physical winners, and congratulations to everyone. Those cards will be coming to Mog. Oh, actually, we have the cards here already, so we just have to draw them out and then send them to
I draw.
Yes, you draw.
I will message these backers and get their character request and shoot that off to Mog, and
there you go.
We'll get those. We'll get those started.
Yeah, and like I said, we already have the cards here, so we just need to get the names from Kurt, and then she can go ahead and get that out, and we'll send it to Kurt, and that will be in your physical packages when you receive them in January, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably late January. Yeah.
Right, late January, and then by then Kurt may have another Kickstarter going on around that time, or it's very soon. So stay close to your social media and find out more about that. And you can still back Ruxy Vampire by going to the Indiegogo site and do that. And there's a lot of great art on there that you can still get. All right. Any final words, Kurt?
No. Again, thank you so much to all my backers, and thank you, Mog,
Thank you.
for putting together the fantastic art, and more stuff is coming from Bruna.
Yes.
Send you some more of those colored pages. They look great. It's going to be so much fun. So yeah.
All right.
Delia said Tim's next Kickstarter, The Wheel from Hell. Why don't you just call it the wheel, like the torture?
You're gonna come to the show again and we're gonna do the wheel. Okay.
There you go. All right. So everybody say bye to Kurt. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
All right.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
What, he's not staying? Oh.
That's sometimes we roll that. That's actually the first time that we ever did that. He wanted to have kind of like a little. We were actually supposed to do it like last week Monday, but with Thanksgiving around the corner, it was kind of hard to do.
We should do a drinking wheel. So the one who like lost the farthest away from the right number has to take like
A shot of water.
a shot of water, a shot of vinegar.
I can do vinegar. That's not a problem. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have a problem. Let's Okay, we also had some claim sales that people could get if we can show that one at a time, JD. One was what was it now? Oh yeah, no. There you go. That's the Tarpless Harley from Mr. Ruben Elite Comics Rosas. Right.
All right, thanks guys.
Right, and what was the asking price on that again? Was it 150?
125, I think it was.
125. That's a deal there.
Yeah.
Okay, 125 for the Topless Harley.
Hate my brain right now for remembering that.
I know. Thank goodness we have the ticker. And there's Christie's Magic. She's getting ready to bring out that sword.
Yeah.
Her, what do they call it? Batozan? No, the big Japanese sword. But anyway, she's asking for 50 on that. And here is a set of U.S. Patriotica Mandalorian, limited to 10. This pair, including the topless version, is 85. So if you want to claim any of those, say so in the comments. Make sure you fill out the magic form so we know who the winners are.
The colors on that one are great. Did Mog do those?
Yeah, she did those.
Nice.
She did like 3 different iterations on that before she got to that one. So there's like, I think 3 other painted pages that we have of that. I don't think I've even put them out yet. Eventually I will. So different ones.
That's why I don't like do coloring, because it's a whole nother long process, especially when it's not the main thing you do.
Yeah, coloring is way longer than
right.
Yeah.
Well, like one of the things that I don't know too many of the like quote unquote digital artists that work pretty much almost completely digital, but like for like I'm sure like Mog and myself, so I do the line art, and as I'm starting with pencils, I'm laying down the art, and then as I move on to inks, then I start fixing whatever I didn't completely draw tight enough on pencils.
Yeah.
And then when I scan it into Photoshop, then I'm cleaning and fixing more stuff before I get to the colors. And then as if I'm doing my own colors, then I'm fixing more stuff as I'm doing the colors.
Yeah.
So it's just like this tedious, never-ending process almost.
Yeah, well, the fixing part I can see is a never-ending thing, because you're never going to be satisfied with what you see. Oh, I can, fix this, tweak this. And there's always something, Yeah. But then I've also seen where an artist just gets carried away with trying to fix so many things on there. By the time they think they're done, it's far from what they were thinking of before, and they're just not hitting the mark.
Yeah, the thing I don't want to get into a trap while coloring or painting is where they get where you do like every strand of a rope or something, or like whatever. That's when you're being way too OCD. Nobody, you need to really step back, and that's the danger. So.
Yeah, so the thing is, you get to zoom in digitally, so you can you
see everything, right?
You can draw every strand of, threads or hair or whatever.
Yep.
I actually like that.
I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. Quiet. You keep on like playing hooky and stuff.
I'm playing hooky.
It's like you missed a hair strand there, Mog. Start over.
But when you include those details, that's what I think helps to bring it alive, and it adds more character to the piece.
Only if it's necessary.
It can, like, if you do it the right way, if you highlight it well enough, or
yeah.
But yeah, it's just a lot of times most people don't necessarily notice it. Like it's weird. Like I have to always remind myself, it's like I gotta get it done efficiently versus spending forever on it. And sometimes it's just you get to a point where it's like it's good enough. Like you could add more details, but people aren't gonna really notice it or care in a way. Besides Mel.
I remember talking to you years ago, and you're telling me that you just had a lot of times you had a hard time starting a page because you weren't exactly sure how to go about it. Okay, but then this year that seems to have changed, or at some point it changed, and I've noticed it this year. So what was it that made you make that jump?
I think it's just drawing more and more, every year, getting more confident with my line art, my ideas. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I used to, once upon a time, and it's still kind of true, but I used to hate doing commissions like on sketch covers and things like that.
I remember
and they
that.
take forever. And then now, as you have seen in the last couple of shows, I'm trying to do almost a whole commission or a whole piece in one show, which is 2 hours, give or take. And that's, I like it, and I took it as a challenge. And something that I did years ago too is I did a couple of Marvel Upper Deck sketch card sets.
Yeah.
And for those of us that know, those suckers, they come in like 50 minimum sketch cards that you have to draw in like a month.
Wow.
So that's where I was like, again, I wanted to do it as a fan, but I also wanted to do it as a challenge to make sure that I could draw some, that many cards that quickly and efficiently. And so all those different experiences, I guess, have kind of led me to be able to draw quicker. And yeah.
That kind of reminds me have you guys ever seen Chef's Table on Netflix?
I don't think so, no.
It's okay, it's all right. But as a creator or anything creativity, I do recommend you guys at least check it out. It tells a story of how people succeeded as a creative. And one of this guy from Australia, actually New Zealand, chef, he said he was down to the worst thing, like 3 years in the red. Like just everything is about to go to hell.
Yeah.
And then he found a way to overcome it. And he said this quote, necessity is the mother of creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when I heard that, I was like, yes, that is so true. Necessity.
Yeah. So like one of the pieces of advice that you'll hear from most artists, pros, or anyone that you ask about tips and advice about drawing and getting better, they're always like, draw more, sketch all the time. Like it used to be, back in the day when sketchbooks more of a thing. Like walk around, with a sketchbook and just draw all the time, draw everything. Well, I'm the worst at that. I don't like doing that. I don't really like my sketches, so I don't like sketching or drawing a lot.
You know what it comes down to? It reminds me of this one guy I was talking to. I think he was in Udon Studios.
Yeah.
And he said he was doing it so fast, like everything in like 1 hour max, 30 minutes to 1 hour. And I said, can you give me advice? Because I draw slow, so can you give me advice how to draw fast?
Yeah.
And then he said, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
There's
Don't think of it.
He was thinking really hard.
Yeah.
He's like, how can I say? I wonder why. Like he's thinking. Like you can see in his head, he's assessing what he's thinking, and it all comes down to like even you said it. You just have to draw. Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I wasn't doing this live here, like something like this could easily take me a couple of days just because of overthinking everything and where everything needs to go. But
That's
here,
giving me an idea on how I can get Mog to go faster.
Oh.
Right. Based on that
Okay.
necessity thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So starting tomorrow, Mog, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. If you want to eat, you have to.
Yeah,
finish.
if you want to eat. Oh, gosh.
Okay. I'll take the challenge. I like challenges.
Okay, so you don't get to eat until the piece is finished.
Okay. Okay.
But you know, I'm joking. Anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up with Tim Guess here. And we're going to look at what art pieces are available. And then we will also have our free drawing. So don't go away.
Some food.
Be right back.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds, a promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
There's a comic book universe on the streets of Cleveland. Hero Tomorrow Comics is debuting
Violante, the Undead.
Get the new issue or the entire acclaimed library live on Kickstarter.
I'm coming for you, Cleveland.
Details at clevelandsuperhero.com.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. If you have not yet, put in #EXP SketchUp. We're going to be doing the giveaways in a short bit here. And what are we giving away? Well, we've got a metal sketch card from Ruben. If JD can show that. And we also have a Demon Bitch sticker. Okay, there you go. Take a look at that. What is that from, Ruben?
So this is it was basically like a limited print that I did for, I want to say it was LA Comic Con back when it was Stan Lee's Kamikaze.
Yeah, back when it was Kamikaze, okay.
Yeah, so originally it was like a 13x19 print, and then I got some metal prints done of it. And it was kind of like a Day of the Dead, Spider-Man themed. So this was kind of like the Venom version of it. There's a Spider-Man and there's a Carnage one that I have too. But
oh, okay. All right. So if you put in #EXP SketchUp, we need the full thing, Garfield 969 Garf, not #EXP. But anyway, put in #EXP SketchUp. That'll qualify you to get that metal card, and we will have a second giveaway. Which is the Demon Bitch. Love the way how those hot dogs are being held.
Oh, nice.
Sticker. Okay.
I love hot dogs.
And this is a pretty large sticker. It's not as big as the one on the screen, but it'll definitely fill your palm. Okay.
You can put it on your water bottle and feel horrible while drinking it.
There you go. I keep 3
Hot
of
dog
mine.
water.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the artwork that that's being auctioned off. Starting off with Mog's.
I'm not.
Yeah, you did. I entered one for you. Mog.
Sorry.
Okay, there you go. Teacher's Pet. This was the supposedly white cover for Jamie Tyndall. He did purchase it, but he never quite used it. This is just the pencil work for that. So that is available. What's this? Yeah, this. So yeah, we started starting bid on this is $75, so we're looking for that. And then we have Miss Christie Shinn, who's looking for a bid of $50 on her Storm.
Sweet.
There you go. Classic Storm by Miss Christie Shinn. Yeah, I know she is so quick.
Super quick.
Christie, will you be in our sketch panel?
Yeah, I was I think I did 4 or 5, right? I kind of.
Yeah, you were cranking it out. It was so good. Like.
Thank you.
And if you're at the LA Comic Con this weekend, we do have another live SketchUp drawing on Saturday at room 407, where you get a chance to meet all these artists in person. Besides Christie and Mog, we will have Louis Bravo, Fang Fang, Don Wynn, and Philip Jin will be there as well. Okay.
Say hi to my
and
man
then
Luis.
The last cover that we are looking for a bid on is Poison Ivy from Ruben Rosas. Take a quick look at that, Ruben. There you go. He's working it up. Nice colors there.
Yeah.
So
she's got a sadness in her eyes. Why is she looking sad, Ruben?
I think it's more like, I don't think it's sad, but I see it's like pensive.
Yeah, kind of sad, kind of sensual. It's kind of connects with this one in a way. So just kind of looking back, maybe.
Here's a question. Did you
Yes, hey Steven, you know me. I haven't shipped it out yet. So I still do have it. You know.
Sorry, Steve.
But yeah, so if you want to bid on that Teacher's Pet or claim that, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. And then we also have, let's get another look at the claim pieces, starting with there you go, the Topless Harlequin from Ruben. You can claim that for $125. All right.
You know, Ruben, when you draw like boobies, do you like D cup or like C cup?
It depends on the publisher.
This is one of those questions that comes from out of the
I really
left
want
or
to
right
know.
field.
Yeah.
Like, what is
No,
your
honestly,
ideal-
it's depending on the publisher. It's whoever.
for
kind of
you,
they
like,
want.
what is your preference? The cup.
I want to know what size is held her way.
Yeah, what size is held her way?
What?
Tim?
You know, I don't know, man.
Is she a double D?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You know, I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, I mean, what's funny is that you know, when we started working on it, and actually, if you go to the Kickstarter, you could see some of the early drawings of her. But I had her as a little heavier, bigger, older, and then she became a little more less heavy, a little younger, a little more like.
No, he's talking about the breasts.
Oh, okay.
Like Monica Bellucci, Maria Cucinato.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. She became more of that as opposed to, I wanted her actually even heavier, but then, you know, like we kind of, and then I wanted her a little more, racially ambiguous. And then she ended up becoming just more of a, like, again, Monica Bellucci, that kind of sort of thing.
Okay, so
But yeah, but it's interesting. What I like to do is sometimes I don't know best, and I've had this conversation with my other artists. Like, here's what I think, here's what I want to do, but maybe you know better than me. And like when Demetrius and I started with R. Loxley and then Mal, I kind of said, well, this is what I want. He's like, no, you don't want that. You want this. I'm like, okay. And then now with Alt and Spec, that one, Alt is Alt used to be a man early scripts years ago when I was younger. And then I changed it to make her a woman. And then when I told Luigi what I'm looking for, I told him I wanted somebody who was that's early drawings of Satan. Yeah, kind of had like Sonia Braga in mind. I don't know if anybody knows that actress, but
yeah, I do. Yeah,
and when we did that, but Alt was more like a. I told Luigi, I said I want somebody who's Black, Japanese, Swedish, kind of like. And then he just delivered. I was like, yes, that's kind of what I wanted. I was like, oh my god, he just somehow nailed it. And I just love his work with Alt and Spec. I mean, I love everything everybody's been doing, but I just had in my head something that wasn't, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so I like to give. Sometimes there are happy accidents, like they'll draw. A color a certain way, but yeah, that's good. Let's go with that. Yeah, I'll change the script. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work. Literally, I love the collaborative process because there's so many hands in this. Right. It's kind of a filmmaker's approach too. Wow. Yeah. So cup size. I guess it's a D.
And Steve V writes the Stanley Cup. That's a pretty big cup to fill too. Still.
And Stevie, thank you. Opening gift 75.
Oh, thank you very much
so
for that, Stevie.
When I looked at your interior page for Hell Her Way, it already looked like she had like maybe double D. I think it looked like that. Maybe it's the angle, but
yeah, I don't know.
All right, you've only got a few more minutes left to get in your # EXP sketch up, and then I'll qualify you.
I want to show something off if you're okay with it, Mel.
What's that?
I said I want to show something off if you're okay with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just got this in the mail the other day.
Oh, beautiful.
The cover I did for
that cover.
Witches of Westchester for Alton Simpson.
Yeah.
This is the holofoil.
Wow, that was amazing.
Nice.
Bravo.
You still have my you still have my address, right, Ruben?
Bravo. Yeah.
So what book is that again? I'm sorry.
This is Witches of Westchester. I think it was number 2. And it's published by Alton Simpson.
I can actually imagine in my head, Ruben, that when you do a comic, you will kill it if you do Western.
Western?
Yeah, something Western. I don't know why. You can make it even like modern Western. You can make it.
Yeah. It would probably kind of end up being like that kind of modern.
I don't know. I think you can really do Western really
All right,
well.
we can put that to the test next time. What you can draw, Ruben, is the original Western Ghost Rider.
The Western Ghost Rider.
If you remember who that is. If not, I can send you references. Well, you know what is cool? What makes him easy to draw? He's all white. So you just need to put lines down.
Yeah, this is the original artwork for that one.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, this is the one where I kind
the
of
ring with the symbols around there, the detail on her stockings.
Yeah, one thing that I like about Alton Simpson is he's very like trusting and kind of gives me freedom to, work on stuff. So I don't have to be as uptight. So I really cut loose with this one.
I love when
It's still,
people
you
are-
do a lot of sexy covers, and this one is not as risque as some of the other ones you've done, and that's one thing that I do like. She's still, looking really good here, very sexy, but without the riskiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Fantastic, good job.
So Tim,
I'm going to be waiting at my mailbox.
So Tim, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because Ruben started it, how he said he has a tremendous difficulty starting. Like finishing, he's good, but starting is like a bit difficult. Are you the same? I feel like you're good at starting, but maybe finishing, you're not as strong.
No, I think, what I like to do is, I'll write a draft and it'll just sit untouched for weeks or months. And then I'll write something else in the meantime and I'll circle back. For me, difficulties are finding time to write blocks of time, dealing with day job and other things. And then, sometimes what helps is I'll clean the kitchen or put things away in the kitchen. Just kind of like, just like, okay, just put stuff away and little things like that when they get started. And then, I'll know when I'm just not, when I'm doing rewrites, I'll know when I'm not writing well, and I'll just stop, read or something. But I sometimes I find I've become more critical of myself and trying to becoming more inventive and when something is very dear to me, like okay, it's just not right. I got to put it away. It's not. And then I'll just let it sit and then go back to it.
Right.
Starting and finishing. I get there. It takes a little bit, and then it's an evolving thing. Like I get notes from people, and I have to go. Okay, is that a really good note? Is that really is that working? Is that an error? She had her glove on in this scene, now she doesn't. We forgot it. Whatever, that kind of thing. And then what's interesting too is when I look at pages, I'll see like, oh wait, now I really see what's not working or working better or directions to change or things to add. Because it just sometimes it doesn't hit me, and I haven't been doing this long enough to really. Screenwriting is a different animal. There's some similarities, but it's a different animal. You can kind of start the scene with, okay, they're in the bar and talking, and then you run the dialogue. Well, you can't really do that in comics. I mean, you kind of have to figure out the panels. Like, okay, maybe some background action, maybe this, and maybe you don't want to talk for 3 minutes because, but
right, yeah,
you start rewriting, seeing the pages come to life too. It's like another,
Fix my problem with not finishing things by not starting things anymore. Boom, done.
Well, I've got a couple of projects that I want to finish because I do feel that I am like that. Somebody told me that if you start something, make sure you finish it. And I've tried to adhere to that.
But you're better at starting things.
You're
both good.
So
you're both good.
You're right. So I have these projects that are started. Now I need to finish them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think this is your opportunity, Mog, to implement his method of no eating until you're done.
Yeah, he already started because he was eating on the break a cracker.
Yeah, so I told her that she couldn't have any until she was done.
A salted cracker, and he said only when you're done.
Only when you're done.
But
I have a
I'm just like playing around.
We have a question for Tim.
Okay.
I think Stevie said, "Are you more inspired while washing or drying?"
So I have a dishwasher, and so I'm actually I get more inspired by emptying the dishwasher.
Wow.
Because when you're loading, you have to actually rinse off the plates and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. I have more fun putting them away and then seeing the dishwasher racks cleared.
Yeah.
Meaning that the job is finished.
Right.
I started it and I finished it. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. But let's go ahead and do these giveaways. So let's start off with the Demon Bitch sticker giveaway.
Yay.
And let's see who gets that tonight. I want to thank Christie for putting these up. Because, it's hard to come up with what to give away to you guys. It really is.
Yeah.
And the winner, Stevie B. Oh my God.
Stevie.
That's a little too convenient
Stevie,
there.
You finally won something.
Not again.
No, Steve Vendetta.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We might have a run on Stevie B. All right, so now we're gonna do the metal sketch card. See who gets that from Mr. Ruben Rosas.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And the winner is Philip Bryan.
Oh, Stevie B says you can respin. I have one of those.
No,
Okay.
Steve already has it.
All right, so we can respin for the Demon Bitch sticker. I can understand how you feel about that, Steve. You really don't want too much of them demon bitches in your house.
Somebody told me when they got my stuff, they basically opened up the package.
Win something this time.
Finally.
They basically said that something started moving around in their bathroom when they opened up the package from me. I'm like, what?
What the hell?
Yeah, he says like, you got demonic shit. I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I like what JD said. For him, the beginning is pure freedom, and as you get to the end, it's like you feel like you have less. That sounds like you have tremendous commitment issues. It sounds exactly like me.
I don't know about that, but
you know what, JD, it's okay. People like us, we have commitment issues, but when we commit, that's it. It's like written, carved into your bones. We are committed.
Wow. Okay. All right. And once again, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you, Stevie B, for the bid on the teacher's pet. And I'll probably be mailing these off early next week to get caught up on the all the stuff I haven't shipped out in the last few weeks. I want to thank you guys for being patient with me. It has been a grind to keep up with all of this. All right, so CVB writes, so that was caused. So that was
what
caused it.
Yeah.
How deep in the backyard do I have to bury it?
Use salt.
You're gonna burn it first. Burn it and then
Kosher salt.
And bury it with salt.
Use salt, because they can't cross salt or they don't like salt. Kosher salt. Yeah.
Well, with demonic stuff, you have to put salt on it. That's what gets them to stop.
Make sure you check out Tim Guess's Kickstarters. Get on his notifications for Mall and Altered Spec. Okay, he's got some great ideas. Let's help him get those fully funded. And if you didn't have a chance to jump on Hell Her Way, check it out. Contact him if that's your something that you're interested in. I think it's going to be a good ride.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hell Her Way, definitely.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and check those out.
Yeah, and thank you to all my backers. It was like fantastic. I didn't think I would do as well as I did, and thank you to all my backers and to future backers. But yeah, and thank you guys for having me on.
No, thank you.
Yeah, and
Tim.
we'll have you
Yeah.
again sometime
Good having
next year to see like how all that went and how what else you'll be planning, because it seems like you're going to be doing this for a while and probably becoming your own publisher.
Yes.
With the amount of books that you're planning to put out there.
Yes.
And
Well,
even though you did want to continue with our Luxley, right? Because I did buy that book, okay? And we actually liked it, and we do want to see more.
We
I
did,
know.
Tim.
Not saying that the two of us are the best incentives you can have, but
Yes.
just keep in mind that we did like it, and we wouldn't mind seeing more.
It's it's gonna have its own legend, and eventually it'll just be like, oh, there it is, like and hopefully I won't be, I'll still be coherent and
All right.
enjoy.
Don't forget to hit that follow button. Help us get to 2,500 followers. Once we do that, we'll give away a lot more free giveaways to you guys that you're gonna not want to miss. Stay with us next week, Thursday, when we have another guest. God, I'm trying to figure out his name right now because it's kind of weird. But yeah, we'll be on next week, and we will have a special one on December 21. We're just going to have an art jam with thank you,
Guess who is not a guest?
We're going to have an art jam on December 21 with several artists. So they're just going to be drawing, and you get to bid on their art. And we're going to catch up with everybody at that time, how their Christmas is going, right? Because that'll be the Thursday right before Christmas. All right. So see you then. Take care.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.